guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I help you implement systems and strategies in order to overcome the chaos and cultivate simplicity in your home and homeschool. Today is going to be a weekly plan with me. And guys, this is going to be an interesting experience for all of us because I'm actually planning this. It is October 2nd, Thursday, October 2nd, when I am sitting down to plan this. And if you've been watching any of my videos recently, you will already know my conundrum here. But if you are new, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. I have been doing Sunday weekly planning for years and years and years and years. I mean, it's well over a decade at this point. However, I have been wanting to do my weekly planning a little bit earlier, mainly because I had a really great summer season of rest. I recognized some of my busier rhythms, and I was trying to figure out how to manage some things, as we tend to do, going into a new season. And I realized that my weekends are a little bit fuller than I want them to be. I really want Sunday to be a Sabbath rest day. However, when I also have to do all of my planning for the week, this day, well, the planning isn't so much a big deal, but what ends up happening is because I'm doing all of that planning on Sunday, I don't have time for food prep and other things to kind of ready the house for the week. I've been doing a Monday reset for months and months, and I mean, it might be longer than that, but this fall I realized that the level of work that I have to complete with my two kiddos who are still homeschooling is too much for me to also have a Monday reset where I'm doing the laundry and I'm getting groceries and I'm doing food prep. I had a little bit more leeway when Lucy was a little bit younger, but now it's a good chunk of work for her in the morning. Pretty much all morning I'm working with her, and then I have a couple of hours that I also have to do with Jack, and so that's essentially taking up the bulk of my day, and I'm not able to have the time I need to do some of the other things that I usually do on a Monday, and so I need to adjust some things. So that's a big introduction. I have had it on my goals list for a couple of months now to try and do weekly planning on Friday. So I put it on my goals list for September, and then I also put it on my goals list for October. But after I put it down, thinking that I was going to try and do Friday, I kind of sat with it for a couple of minutes, and I had seen one of my friends who also homeschools posted about how she does her homeschool planning on Thursday instead of on Friday because she doesn't want to do it on Friday. And I think part of the barrier for me on Fridays is that we're not here a lot. We're usually gone or we're doing some other things, so I just don't have the time. Thursday is a day that I am home. It's a pretty heavy work day for me. I have my co-working live stream in the afternoon that I host every Thursday, and so it kind of makes sense for me to do planning this day, but trying to plan out next week when there are still 4 days ahead of me is a little, I haven't quite wrapped my head around it, but we're going to give it a go. When I sit down to do my weekly planning, the first thing that I always do is a brain dump. And the reason that I do a brain dump is because I often will have all kinds of projects that I know I want to get done, and I'm going to try and fit them in on different days during the week. Not everything that comes out on the brain dump actually gets done. I mean, sometimes things are left off of my actual plan because when I'm going through and doing the actual planning, I realize I don't have time to do all of the things. But trying to do a brain dump 4 days ahead of time rather than just the night before, I'm unsure how that's going to work. So what I'm going to do is try and write down some of the things that I need to get done next week, just to prompt me as I'm going through and planning out my week. But there is a possibility that I will come back later and add some other projects based on how the week is going. Next week's going to be pretty busy. I already know that, so we will see, but I'm going to start with this brain dump and see how it goes. My fear is that what I will do is add a bunch of things to this list that I will then do in the next 3 days, because I don't really plan our weekends too much. We do have events and activities and all kinds of things going on the weekends, but I don't time block these days. I don't usually do a daily plan for these days. So I often do have projects that will come up over the weekend that I can get to and fit in, because it's just a little bit easier. You know, I'm not working, I'm not homeschooling, I'm just focusing on home and stuff. And so that tends to be where I'm doing a lot of goal-related action steps oftentimes, if we're home. We haven't been home on the weekends much lately, but that is what tends to happen on Friday through Sunday. So my fear is that what I'm going to do is write down projects that will then get done Friday through Sunday. I will assign them time for this week, but then I will have already completed them, and then I will have more space in my calendar, which is always nice, but I need to be able to fill it with certain things. I need to be able to be productive in that time. I don't always need to be productive, but there are so many things that I have on my plate that I'm trying to get done. If there is open time that I can do something else, I do kind of want to make sure that I put that in the plan, instead of just having blank space and then trying to decide in the moment what I want to do. One of the reasons that I do plan so much is because it takes decision fatigue out of my day. I'm already locked in on what I have on my plan. Yes, there are always times that things change, but for the most part, I do stick to my plan. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to kind of do my brain dump and hopefully look at my goals and see if there are things that I will be able to actually work on this weekend. I don't know. It's kind of a busy weekend, so I'm unsure, but hopefully I will be able to get a good amount of stuff down. Next week is going to be a very heavy homeschool week, and it's also driver's ed for Jack, which I think I already mentioned. So the afternoons are going to be really busy with me driving back and forth, dropping him off. This is going to be interesting. So, and I'm not sure if I've done a plan with me on Friday yet. I feel like I may have done one recently, but I would have to go back and look. So this is a new experience for everyone, and I'm taking you along with me. So with all of that said, I'm going to start with my brain dump and then start planning the week. Okay guys, so the next step is for me to do the weather. However, I'm not going to do the weather when it is several days in the future. I mean, I guess I could. The whole purpose of me doing the weather is so that when I'm planning stuff, if I want to do errands or go out or take trips with the kids, I kind of have an idea of what the weather is supposed to be like. But it looks like it's going to be really nice next week, or at least at the beginning of the week. One of the things that I used to do was I would only do the weather for the first couple of days of the week. So maybe I will do the weather for Monday through Wednesday, and then I will come back later and do the weather for the rest of the week. That's going to be one thing that will be a little bit challenging, I think, as I'm going through and doing planning earlier. We have had pretty much sun all the time for many, many weeks. We've only had rain maybe twice. We're in a drought right now, so hopefully we'll get a little bit of rain next week. It does appear that we're supposed to get rain on Wednesday. Then the next thing that I do is my home management tasks. And this is something that I'm going to be revamping this year as I start to set up my home planner from Passionate Penny Pincher. The Passionate Penny Pincher home planner is amazing. It has the most incredible lists at the front here, and some of the things that I love are these weekly home projects, as well as just in the weekly planning pages, there are weekly cleaning tasks. But what I noticed as I started to implement this system 3 or 4 years ago, I do some things just already on different days. And so it was tripping me up. So what I ended up doing was just writing everything out on a piece of paper. That's about as far as I got because I was going to merge all of that stuff into my new planner, and then I never did that this year. But I'm going to go back through and revamp this and also look at my monthly cleaning tasks to try and figure out when things are going to be done. Primarily because with all of this planning that I've been doing and trying to adjust my Monday reset stuff, I need to take a few things off of my plan for Monday because Monday is a very heavy homeschool day for us, and it always is with our Monday meeting and everything. So when I have a lot of tasks on Monday, it makes it challenging. Now I say that, and I haven't adjusted it, so I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is this week I'm still going to put my Monday reset and food prep on Monday, and then I also have dusting, which really, that's not that challenging. I think what would be better is if I could move my food prep to Tuesday, but that's just weird. I don't know. I don't go grocery shopping on Tuesday. I usually get groceries either Sunday or Monday, but I don't have anything on Tuesday for cleaning, and so it would be good if I could move these things to Tuesday. It would free up a little bit of time here. I don't know, guys. All right, and I am actually going to use some washi here to split my plan into sections. Okay, so my cleaning tasks for the week. Monday, I'm going to have my Monday reset. I'm also going to have groceries and food prep, and technically I have to dust, but you know what? I'm going to put that on the next day. Wednesday is the electronic screens. Thursday is kind of a busy day too because I have budget and bills, which I check in with every week. It's my spend tracking, which I'm actually considering utilizing the money planner from Passionate Penny Pincher next year. I've been using my own printables, my own spreadsheets, my own system for years, and I tend to use an Erin Condren monthly planner for that. But I got the money planner, gosh, I think it might have been in March or April, and it's undated, and I really liked how it looked. The only thing is I do a lot of spend tracking and categorizing of things with all of my highlighters. I have like 20 different categories, and I don't think there's enough space in that planner for the spend tracking, but I think I might be able to get around that. It's something that I'm considering for 2026. And then I also have sort and file paperwork, and it's also when Lucy refills a toilet paper, and I write it on my list to make sure that I check in with her. Friday is another busy home management day, which is another thing that I kind of have to figure out when I can do these things at a different time, because Friday is our screen-free day, and I don't want to be spending the entire screen-free day cleaning. And right now, that is essentially what I do. So I do sheets, bathrooms, floors, and this particular Friday is also my monthly cleaning tasks day, where I do all the things like cleaning the washing machine, cleaning the dishwasher, cleaning out the oven, all of that kind of stuff. And when I do that stuff, I really don't have time to do this other stuff. I mean, I do, but I also have other things that I want to get done. Oh, the challenges, right? So looking at this, maybe I could move this stuff to Tuesday or Wednesday. Wednesday's another day that we tend to be out because it's our passion project day. I have a lot of things that I need to get done, and I don't want to do them on particular days. I know that seems really silly, but that's where we're at. So Wednesday is our passion project day, and I've mentioned this another place, I think, maybe in my last plan with me. It's a little bit challenging to write on these beginning pages without something underneath it. And somebody did tell me that they fold it over. They fold the planner over, which I know that you can do, but I tend to just like to see everything laid out like this. And also I'm a little leery of folding it over still. I know that you can do it. I did try it, but I think it would make writing on these 2 days a little bit more challenging. Friday is screen-free day, Monday meeting, and homeschool. So next week I have a week of daily plans, Gordon College / Boston vlog, potentially the Cultivate What Matters new Advent Write the Word journal walkthrough. I'm waiting for it. Those release on the 6th, so they will already be on sale when this video goes live. I will leave a link for it and you can get 10% off with my link if you want to use it. I don't know if they'll already be sold out. They tend to sell out pretty quickly, so we'll see. And then I think on Friday I'm going to do the Sterling ink pen test, and these are both to be determined. I do want to have both of these next week, but I haven't filmed this yet and I don't have this in hand yet, so they may swap. I'm hoping to do this either today or tomorrow. My live stream is at 2:30, but oh gosh, you know what? Next week, I don't have my live stream. It is pre-recorded. I need to do that because Jack has driver's ed. The kids also have teen night at church. Now, let's see, what else do I have? I have a call at 1. That's going to be cutting it close. All right, so Monday or Tuesday, when am I going to do this? I think Tuesday. I think I'm going to put the profile, car appointment, Thanksgiving plans. So I need to fill out the CSS profile. I may do that this weekend. I filled out the FAFSA yesterday and it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be. So that was good. I need to make a car appointment to get the oil changed and the tires rotated. I would like to figure out Thanksgiving plans. And I've mentioned this a couple of places, I think, that I am considering just going out to eat for Thanksgiving instead of spending all of the time preparing the food. I know that sounds crazy, and I'm unsure if we will do it. The kids might still be just a little bit young, mainly Lucy, to do that. But it's something that my mom, brother, and I have done several years, like before we were all married with kids. So it is something that's really enjoyable. I also need to get my niece a birthday present. And then I also would like to explore Notion, but I think I'm going to do that on Wednesday with my passion projects, and honestly that should be under my goals color. I have been exploring Notion templates and I found a really good one. It costs a lot of money. I don't know if I want to spend it. I might change my mind last minute and download a free one instead, but I would like to spend some time on this passion project day doing that for my goals. And then the other thing is goal brainstorm pages in my new common planner for next year. And that is because I use the PowerSheets goal planner for all of the prep work, all of the tending list, goal planning stuff, the quarterly action plans, all of that stuff. But I also use a notebook. I usually have a little bit of a larger one. Last year I got an A5 and I wish it was just a little bit larger. I think I've used a B5 several times as well, and I just write and journal and brainstorm and reflect and write some more. But my plan this year is for 2026 rather, is to move all of my additional notebooks into my common planner in all of these notes pages in the back. We'll see how it works. It's always subject to change, but I want to set up some goal brainstorm pages for 2026 in the common planner just so that I have a place to put things, because there isn't a place in the PowerSheets, and I could put it in my goals notebook, but this is for 2025 goals. I like to have everything for 1 year in one book. So I'm going to put it in my common planner, which means I have to decide which size common planner I'm going to be using before then. I purchased both the B5, which is this size, as well as an A5. I really wanted the A5 to work, but I don't think that it will, just based on how I plan and how I set up my notebooks, which are generally B5 notebooks. I'm also planning to put my book journal in here as well. There's still a lot of stuff to do. All right, what else do I have? I want to think about an Erin Condren order, which I know is just crazy because I just said that I'm planning to use the Common Planner next year, which I am. But Erin Condren just came out with their softbound planners, and I am thinking that I might want to do a softbound dashboard layout because they just came out with that dashboard layout this year. And I did try it, and I have a plan with me, or a couple of plan with me's in that dashboard layout, but I think I want to use it for primarily work planning. I do usually have a work notebook, and I will still probably continue to have that. I won't combine work stuff with my planner. I mean, I do have some things in here, but I think for project planning and for content planning, it might be a little bit easier to do it in that planner. I probably don't need to spend the money, but I would like to see it. And I am in this phase of really enjoying bound planners at the moment. Okay, what else do I have on my list? Editing here, and then I'm also going to do Patreon posts here. I am doing a series right now called 31 Days of Slow Living over in my Patreon community. You are more than welcome to join in, even though we've already started. I'm having kind of short little topics that I talk about each day, and then kind of a mini challenge or some questions to ponder. I am enjoying the series. It has come out of a lot of reflection over the summer and just how busy life is and how fast things are, even when you're trying to slow down. And I do have a blog post that I posted called Revisiting the Skill of Slow Living. I will leave that linked for you. There's so much noise out in the world, and it's hard to deal with a lot of the time. So I'm kind of talking about drawing much closer, you know, your circle of influence, that kind of stuff. So I'm enjoying going through this series, but I do have some more posts to write. Okay. What else do I have? I think that that is going to be it. It does not look like much. And the reason that I don't have a whole lot of extra stuff on here is because, number one, I'm trying to film a lot of my content the rest of this week and this weekend. We'll see how that goes because we do have some other stuff going on. And next week is going to be a very homeschool heavy week. Actually, the next couple of weeks are, because we will have a little bit of time off around Lucy's birthday. And so because we were gone last week on our Boston trip, which was still educational, we did a bunch of educational things, but it was not any of the normal planned stuff that I have. So we have a lot of work that we need to get done by Thanksgiving so we can take our normal winter break from Thanksgiving to New Year's. So that's why this is not as full as maybe it could be. Now let me look at what the home project is for next week. So I have that it is my office closet, and I have gotten rid of a lot of stuff from my office closet, but I think I could definitely do a little bit more. So let me put that down. Lucy also cleaned it out because she wants me to remove the shelf so that she can have like a little study space with some LED lights and her lap desk and a little lamp and stuff, and do her school in there. So I'm trying to kind of manage that. I haven't finished it yet. So that'll probably be something that I can work on Thursday. I won't have my live stream, but I will have a little bit of time later in the afternoon where I can work on my home office. So I'm going to actually put that over here. I will put my to-do list. If anything else comes up that I need to get on my daily plan, I can put it here. And now I'm just going to do a little bit of decorating, I guess, with some stickers. I got a couple of months worth of Sterling Ink subscription, and then I did cancel it because I wasn't using the stickers this summer so much, but I really do like these stickers, except I can't seem to get this one off of the paper. There we go. Another thing that I haven't done that I do need to do. Goodness, okay, how am I going to do this? Meals. I am going to put leftovers here because 99% of the time I make chili or soup on Sunday for the football game, and then we just have leftovers on Monday. Tuesday will be tacos. Wednesday I'm going to do some sort of crock pot meal, which will probably be chicken. Thursday will be leftovers. Friday will be pizza. Saturday, I don't think I need to make dinner because the kids are going to youth night. So maybe Matt and I will get takeout, and Lucy, and Sunday will be chilly again. Back to the decorating. Okay guys, here is my week at a glance for the week of the 6th. I will come back on Sunday and do the weather up here. And again, if there are any other things that come to mind, I will just set them over here. I won't put them in a specific day because my schedule is pretty full at this point, but if I do think of something, I'll put it here, and then I may be able to put it in my daily to-dos when I'm doing my daily planning each morning. So here is my weekly plan with me. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I know this one was probably a little bit chattier than normal because I'm trying to do a few different things. I will be sitting down to start going through the home planner soon so that I can figure out what days I actually want to do all of these things. That's going to be an experience, so stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are looking for more help and encouragement around home and homeschooling and goals, I would love for you to come check out my membership community. That link is always in the description box. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.